Taz, what are you doing here?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
No, I
I want it.
saw it first, it's mine.
It'll look better on my head.
I disagree. This means war, Taz. No.
I'm ready for you.
Whoa! What are you doing?
What are you doing here, Pastor for mine?
I just heard the ruckus. What's going on?
Obviously, we're fighting.
Yeah?
What are you guys fighting over?
Well, she thinks that this tiara doesn't look good on me and she wanted it, but I got it first.
I never said it didn't look good on her. I just think it looked better on me, and I want the tiara because I saw it first.
I mean, it looks good, but why fight over it?
Because there's only one, and I want it.
And I want it too. No, I want it. Look at it.
Well, how about I just give you guys another tiara? You know?
Thanks, Pastor for mine.
Gee, now you both look good, but come on. There's more important things to be fighting over.
Like what?
Yeah.
Like, if you look in the book of Revelation 12, you will find out.
The book of Revelation.
Yeah.
Chapter 12.
Chapter 12. And there's more important things. I reckon you guys should go and have a read.
I don't know if there's more important things, but let's go have a read anyway.
We'll
Yeah.
see what there is to fight about then.
Yeah, keep
Thanks
it
for
down.
bringing us another crown, though.
Keep it down.
Okay, bye.
So, for mine, I was saying something about Revelation 12?
12. Yes, 12. And I think, seeing as we're here,
Yeah.
we should have a little read.
Have a little read.
Let's have a little read of verses 7 to 9, I reckon.
7 to 9. All right, Revelation 12, verses 7 to 9. Then there was a war in heaven. A war
What?
in heaven?
Oh.
Let's keep reading. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, and the dragon lost the battle, and he and his angels were forced out of heaven. This great dragon, the ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, the one deceiving the whole world, was thrown down to the earth with all his angels.
Whoa.
Taryn,
So,
what's going on here?
well, it looks like there's a war, and not just like one that we were fighting about these little tiaras.
It
but
seems like a bit more of an intense war than they
a
actually
big
are.
war, yeah.
Oh.
And not here on this earth either, with like soldiers battling it out. But this war was in heaven.
But wait. Heaven is a place where everything's perfect and joyful and sunny, and we can't wait to go there.
I know. So why was there war? That seems like the last place that there should be war, right?
Totally.
And that's exactly right. Like, it is the last place that there should be war. And war didn't stay in heaven
Okay, where did it go?
to this earth.
Oh,
I know.
is
Bit
that
crazy,
why
hey?
there's sin and hardship and sadness on this earth?
That's exactly why there's sin and hardship and sadness. But before we go there, let's jump back just really quickly and summarize what we just read.
Okay, no worries.
So there's war in heaven.
Heaven.
We see that Michael and his angels fought.
Who's Michael?
Well, Michael is just another word for Jesus. It's another name for Jesus.
Oh, okay, so Jesus is on one
Jesus
side.
and his angels fought on this side,
Yeah.
and then the dragon and his angels fought on that side.
And who's the dragon?
Well, it says that the dragon was the ancient serpent called the devil or
Oh.
Satan.
Okay,
So last week we heard about a serpent.
that's the same one.
The same one. That's exactly right.
Right,
So
okay.
the same serpent that was in the story of Adam and Eve in Genesis chapter 3 is the same serpent here that's making war in heaven.
Right.
And that serpent is Satan.
So Jesus is on one side, Satan's on
Satan's
the
on the
other.
other.
And Jesus won the war in heaven and sent Satan to earth?
Absolutely. So the war is now no longer in heaven. Jesus sent the devil and his angels to this earth, and they have been terrorizing us ever since.
This
I
does
know.
not sound very encouraging.
No. But
I don't know if I want to learn about this anymore.
you do.
Are you sure?
Because my favorite part about war stories, because I don't like war stories, but I love seeing the victory.
Okay,
And that's what we're going to look at today.
I'll trust you on that one.
I'm so glad that you decided to trust me, Mick, because I reckon there's a cool story that we can learn more about this. So
Cool.
come with me to Ezekiel chapter 28, where there is a poem written. Now, it's going to be an interesting one. So we're going to try and piece together some of the information that we learn about the devil back in the Garden of Eden. and
Alrighty.
beforehand in heaven.
I'm intrigued.
Let's read. It's in Ezekiel 28 and verse 12. It says,
Okey-dokey.
"You were the model of perfection, full of wisdom and exquisite in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Your clothing was adorned with every precious stone, all beautifully crafted for you, set in the finest of gold. It says that I ordained and anointed you as the mighty angelic guardian. You had access to the holy mountain of God and walked among the stones of fire. You were blameless in all that you did from the day you were created until the day evil was found in you. So I banished you in disgrace from the mountain of God." Okay.
Huh.
So what can we learn from this, Mickey?
Well, I think what we can learn from this is that Satan, before he turned into Satan, he had it all. He was the
Yeah.
model of perfection. He had every precious stone, much more precious than these tiaras
Yeah.
that we're wearing. He had everything you could ever want in heaven. But I guess he decided to go against God and he decided to lose it all. God didn't create a devil. He didn't create Satan. God created a perfect angel. But then that perfect angel made a decision to leave God.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think it says that he was perfect. He was the angel that was the closest to God. By being on the holy mountain, by being in the fiery stones, that just means that he was with God 24/7.
Wow.
But then one day, it says later in this passage that he was full of pride. And it was that pride that led him to sin, and that sin that led him to fight against God, and that fight against God that led him to get kicked out of heaven.
Wow.
I know. So
So even angels can mess up?
even angels stuffed up at the beginning. That's exactly right. So was there always war in heaven? No. Will there be war in heaven when we go there? No. War has been taken out of heaven, but now it's been here on this earth for a little while now.
It has.
And that started back in the Garden of Eden, which was the story that we looked at last week. Question though, Mick.
Yeah.
With this war that's on earth, what do I need to do with that? It's obviously going on around me, but do I have to fight in it?
Well, we all are part of God's army in a way, if we want to call it that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So as Christians, we decide to be on God's side. We decide to fight for good and justice and all the things that are right. We decide to try and live the very best life that we can. So by doing that, we're fighting the war.
Oh, that's cool. And do I have any protection when I fight in this war?
Yes, we do have protection. And I'm so glad you asked that question because we have an amazing segment coming right up to tell us all about this protection that God gives us.
Welcome back, Linkers. It is round 2 of
Pastor One!
And today we have Pastor Norm and Pastor Chaps fighting it out and battling it out for what, Mickey?
The grand trophy of winning!
Yay! Well, today's theme, we are looking at the armor of God. And we have a question for these guys. Can you list each element of the armor of God? And go.
Sword,
Belt of truth, helmet of salvation, shoes of the gospel, breastplate of righteousness, belt of truth, sword of the spirit. Is there anything else? Helmet of salvation. I said that already. I think that's it. Oh, and the shield of faith, which quenches the fiery
Shield of
darts of
faith.
the wicked one.
Yes! I do believe the Chaps won that one.
I smashed that one.
Sauce Norm. Sorry.
I was listing the armor elements.
Oh,
Yeah, but you didn't. Anyway,
It's
that's-
okay. Good that you know your armor of God.
Technicality.
Because this challenge is going to be...
Armor of God building!
Yay! So, before our two pastors, we have a pile of cardboard, we have 2 rolls of aluminium foil, which will be fun, and some duct tape. So, can you, with these elements, make up the full armor of God?
And go! Whoa!
Wow,
Good
look
job,
at
guys.
this. It looks so good. This
Looks
armor
amazing.
is some impressive stuff.
Impressive.
I'm particularly impressed with these tinfoil hats.
Tinfoil hats are on
Or
point.
helmets of salvation, as they are better known for as.
Yeah.
Well,
Very funny.
in Ephesians chapter 6, Mickey, it talks about how we are covered in the armor of God, but the enemy comes and throws fiery darts.
Well, because of fiery darts and because of work health and safety, we cannot use fiery
No.
darts, but we have something else a little more exciting to test out this armor to see if it actually is successful.
And that is slushies.
Slushies!
So, let's go get the
Unleash
slushies.
the slushies!
And we are going to be the ones throwing it at our enemies. So,
All right,
let's see how this goes.
Well, I think we all got a bit more than we bargained for in that one.
I think
I
the
have
armor
slushy-
didn't
Slushies all over my glasses.
all over my clothes. I didn't come prepared for that one.
But hey, the armor held up pretty
It did.
well.
Good there, chaps, against the enemy Mick.
Yeah, and you did good against Norman Tarrant.
Yeah, I did. I threw those slushies.
Good against Tarrant Norman.
Okay, so what did we learn from this? This armor wasn't exactly quite successful. It still got a little bit on their clothes, didn't it?
Yes.
But what about the armor of God?
What about the armor of God? Well, the armor of God is not something that we see with our eyes. It's something that we put on every day, however. We want to be walking in shoes of peace and have a belt of truth and be sharing salvation with others.
That's right. And the sword of the Spirit is the only weapon we have. But it's funny because Ephesians 6 doesn't actually tell us to use the sword and to go and attack. It just says that in the armor, we need to stand and let the Holy Spirit, which is God, fight for us.
Exactly. So, next time we're facing something tricky or life seems a bit scary or we're just, I don't know, chilling out, remember to put on the armor of God and let the sword of the Spirit help you fight your battles.
And remember that God is better protection than this cardboard and tinfoil ever will be.
Yeah, and probably don't throw sausages at each other because it's not that kind.
No. Wow, that has been so cool today, learning about this war that's going on.
And seeing the past wars, that was pretty hilarious.
That's my favorite. But I love learning that, like, we're protected from this and that Jesus is the one who fights for us. We don't even have to fight in this war.
And yeah, we have nothing to fear because Jesus gives us the sword of the Spirit and we walk with it every day.
Absolutely. But one of my favorite verses, well, bunch of verses, is found in Romans chapter 3. And what it talks about, Mick, because like I love that we've been talking about, you know, like this war between Jesus and the devil, and how like we're kind of a part of it because it's happening around us here on earth, but we don't need to worry because we're clothed in the armor. But I still want to know, like, who wins? Who wins this war? And that's the exciting thing. Romans chapter 3 tells us that on the cross, when Jesus died for us, he won this war once and for all. So we don't need to worry about Satan potentially like beating Jesus because Jesus has already won. And he will finally finish everything when he comes back again and takes us back to be with him in heaven.
That's so amazing.
I know, right? So I just love the promise that even though bad stuff is still happening around us, that at the end of time, Jesus will be the one who wins everything.
Yeah.
And he will come out victorious. And I know that today I have decided to be on Jesus's team.
Yes, me too.
Yes.
You know what this reminds me of, Taz?
What?
I think having the Bible gives us like a sneak peek to the end of the book. You know, like
It does.
It's like sometimes when I'm reading a book, I'll skip to the last chapter and I'll read the end just to see how it goes before I read the whole story.
Yeah.
And I feel like we had the special last ending news, and we should be telling our friends all about Jesus so that they can so that they can live with him one day in heaven too.
That's exactly right. That's literally what the Bible does for us. It is the book that shows us what is going to happen at the end. And I am just so excited today, Mick, that Jesus has already won and that we are going to be with him in heaven.
In heaven. Man, I was pretty discouraged when this all started. I just thought it was full of war and scariness and sadness. But I love that we can read through the Bible and see how much Jesus is fighting for us and how inside he always is.
So this week, Linkers, we want to ask you to put on the armor of God each and every day. Because when we are dressed in the armor of God, we can go about our day knowing that Jesus is fighting for us and that all we have to do is trust in him and know that he will take care of everything.
For sure. Maybe you'd like to make your own homemade armor of God at home and take a photo and send it to the email on the screen, and maybe we can feature you next week in our episode.
Well, that's it from us today, Linkers. We will see you next week.
Bye, Linkers. I just want to know, Taz.
Yeah?
Can I have the pink tiara?
No, it's mine. I thought you'd never notice that mine was pink and yours is purple. Mate, I don't even want the purple one. Purple's disgusting.
Well, I'm going to go ask Bill and Ben if they want it.
We could give Bill and Ben the tiaras.
Don't they look so sweet?
They look like little princesses.
Bye, Linkers.
Bye.